Teampixel is here to represent the brand new Pixel 8a. I just finally got my device, and this is literally my first impression and of course quick unboxing of this amazing package from Teampixel. I want to say thank you very much for sending me the Pixel 8a and the gift package that comes with it. But to summarize the entire experience, this is going to be the initial impressions of what the 8a is representing in 2024 and what it inherits from obviously the Pixel 8 and the 8 Pro. Is this the flagship killer that we've come to expect from Google in the last couple of years, featuring the Tensor G3, again, a processor made for AI by Google for their 8 series, and this is continuing the story. This is TK, and this is the Pixel 8a 24 hours first impressions. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos on the channel. And of course, I'm going to be using this as I'm covering Google I/O, so it's going to be really, really nice. Again, the bag itself looks really, really nice. Lots of pockets, little pockets on the side, and of course, the strap that goes across with a few options to be able to hang things on it. Now, they also included a much bigger bag for basically the same company, the Dagny Dover company that made the carry-on bag with this nice little pouch bag that comes with it. It has that camo pattern on it, looks really, really nice. But it doesn't stop here. We have a nice little Nature Republic here, aloe vera 92% to keep our skin protected. Lip balm, of course, to cover the event since there's going to be a lot of talking. And one of the other things that I really like about it is this nice travel adapter that we can use when we're traveling. Very nice, and of course comes with its own carrier, making it very, very easy to use. We have a 30-watt charger, USB-C to USB-C cable, and that is also included as a separate package. And of course, the last thing, the really, really nice thing, is a passport cover. This is a nice passport book cover that you could use, includes credit card spaces, a really nice protector for your passport that you can carry with you. And of course, you can see the name here, Moore and Gills, in there at the bottom, and it's very, very nice. It's really intended to be able to use it when you're traveling, when you're experiencing things on the go with the Pixel 8a. Now, as far as the box itself, straightforward, open it up. We have access directly into the phone. This is the Pixel 8a. Now, this one is actually the Obsidian Black, or the Obsidian Wire as they're calling it. We have the USB-A to USB-C adapter to be able to transfer our data. As we talked about before, USB-C to C cable to be able to obviously transfer data, connected and charge. The first thing we'll notice overall is the build quality. This is pretty much what we've seen or come to expect from Google. This one has a little bit more of a plastic finish. It's not going to be glass. Again, this is the A series. This is the Pixel 8a. There's a few colors available. It is powered by the Google Tensor G3. The same processor, surprisingly, is the one that actually features in the Pixel 8 Pro as well as the Pixel 8. So we're carrying over this tradition of flagship experience in a smaller, more affordable body on the Pixel 8a. So you can see the similarities. Obviously, not as many sensors, not as many functional options, no temperature sensor as we have here with the Pixel 8 Pro. Now, as far as the cameras that we have in the back, is a 64 megapixel for the main sensor, and of course a 13 megapixel ultra wide, both powered and of course supported by Google's algorithmic processing. So you're not going to have any problems getting some amazing images. The battery that we have in here is a 4,492 milliampere battery, supported again with wireless charging as well as wired charging. The wire is included in the box, and of course wireless charging, you just need to pick up your own. I think it's 15 watts as far as the connection. On the bottom, we have a USB-C port. Let's go ahead and let that focus, a bottom firing speaker, and a microphone for the cameras. On the left side, all we have is access to a SIM tray here, enabling us to use a standard nano SIM, as well as the ability of using an eSIM, which is what I've been doing with this device. On the right side, we have a power button, a volume rocker, nice color. The Obsidian Black kind of carries over even on the bezel. On the top, we have one of the microphones as we expect, and of course on the back, it just looks a very nice, clean experience. It is not as pronounced as what we had with the Pixel 8 Pro or 8, as the cameras are not as large, but it definitely is a very nice feel. It's a smaller, again, with the display is a 6.1-inch display that we get in here, fingerprint sensor in there, as well as the ability of using face unlock. As you're looking here, I've been using and I set up directly on this. It works very nice. The refresh rate that we have in here is up to 120 frames per second, and that's going to be supported with an automatic option of jumping between 60 to 120. We don't have the ability of turning it on all the time, although I'm not sure if developer options will have that option for us. But right now, there's basically either an auto mode or a 60 frames per second mode. So the auto mode allows it to basically fluctuate between 120 and 60, and that's one of the nice improvements. It's still a 1080p panel, but again, we go up to 120 hertz. We have 8 gigs of RAM and of course a storage option between 128 and 256. The design or the model that I have here, as far as you can see here, it has 66 gigabytes free left out of the 128 that I have. I've installed obviously and downloaded my applications and configured it entirely. Stereo speakers, of course, customizations, wallpapers. This is Android 14. There was one update that got pushed out into it. And otherwise, it runs pretty much a standard experience. I am running Nova Prime. You'll probably notice that the experience here is a little bit different, but this is something that I like to use on my devices. And although we have 8 gigs of RAM, seems to be running very nicely for the last 24 hours. So overall, not that bad. And of course, depending on when you're able to pick it up, you're definitely going to be able to see different options as far as basically combinations, specials, or whatever. But at the end of the day, this is definitely going to be one of the more compelling recommendations from Google for 2024. We talked about the cameras on this device. Again, on the front-facing camera experience, we're looking at a 13 megapixel camera. That's going to be the front-facing camera. Now, that's going to give us the ability of jumping into 4K 30 frames per second for the experience. And surprisingly, that's actually the same experience we got last year with the Tensor G2 on the Pixel 7a. Now, when we switch over to the back, and that's where, well, take that back, we were on the back. When we switch over on the back, that's where we're able to jump into 4K 60 frames per second, and that's going to be the best experience on here. So your image is going to be the best, and your video is going to be the best out of that 64 megapixel camera. Unfortunately, if you jump to 4K 60, you are losing the ability of jumping into the ultra-wide. 4K 30 will be the maximum there. So if you want to use the ultra-wide for video, make sure you customize that and jump in there. But 4K 60 will limit you basically to the main sensor, and it does have that 2x, which essentially is just a digital crop. We have obviously pan mode. I'll go ahead and bring that back. That's the cinematic pan. Slow motion, time lapse, and of course the ability of customizing the different options between video and of course photography in here. You can change that in there. You can see long exposure, portrait, photo, night side, and of course panorama. All of the different options in there. But let's go ahead and go outside real quick. And I want to show you guys real quick some of the new improvements that we got with the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro, which is the ability of customizing and isolating voice. So we're going to do a couple of samples. A sample from the front-facing camera with audio. And on the main sensor on the back, we're going to use the noise eraser, or basically that AI function that Google introduced to Google Photos for their Pixel devices to clean up the audio so that it sounds perfect. Now, as we always do this, we start with the front-facing camera on the brand new 8A. Now, 4K 30 frames per second is the maximum we get here. It's a little bit different than what we saw with the 8 and the 8 Pro, and that's mostly because of, again, this is intended to be the A series, so I don't know if it's a software limitation, but at least in the experience here, we're still getting 4K 60 frames per second on the back. The ability of using Bluetooth audio, built-in audio. Hopefully you guys are not hearing any of that little commotion going on the other side. It's definitely going to get the best experience on the back. A little bit of wind, but let's see how the audio plays and the video plays from the main sensor on the back. And as you can see here, we are shooting at 4K 60 frames per second on the brand new Pixel 8a, giving us the ability of getting the best images and video, as well as hopefully the audio from this device. The tensor that we're seeing here, again, same tensor that we've seen in the 8 and the 8 Pro, with some customization, or I'd say some tailoring to fit the A series. Now, at the price point that it comes in, it's definitely a compelling device from a mid-range or price point, but giving us that, of course, flagship killer experience, because you're running the same processor as the 8 and the 8 Pro, and those are top-notch processors. And of course, all of the AI functionalities that you can expect from Google is built into this device and is designed to run on this device. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the video and the audio from the brand new Pixel 8a. My hope is that when you were listening to that second clip with the main sensor on the back, you noticed the big difference when we're able to use those type of AI functionalities from Google to get you to get that perfect video in there. There was a lot of noise, there was a lot of sound coming around me, but using that cleaner and of course isolating my voice gave us the cleanest experience, and of course the video looked really nice as well. Now we're going to jump in real quick to the stereo speaker experience that we have in here. This is again our favorite song, Jumbo by NCS Release.
Jack it up.
Now, as you can expect, definitely sounds really good. This is going to be really good for video calls, of course, watching content, and of course, enjoying music on this device. Now, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, obviously, you could definitely pick up your own Pixel buds. Now, these are the Pros, and this is definitely going to be one of the nicer options that you can use. There's also the Pixel A series buds that will also work great in here, and it gives you the ability of enjoying content on this even more. You can see here the battery on this looks really, really nice. And of course, at the end of the day, it's just going to augment the experience that you're getting with this device. One of my favorite features of using a device like this is the ability of actually recording audio and transcribing, the ability of having speaker labels, as we've seen before, and this is something that Google introduced and it's available in here. And as you can see, it's actually capturing everything I'm saying at the speed that I'm talking, which most people will say I speak very fast, and making sure everything is dictated correctly. And the nice thing about it is, once we're done, we can actually go ahead and say pause, and we'll say save. I can actually go back directly into it, and one of the nice things about it is I can actually scroll through the words and it'll take me directly. So if I want to be able to go into I'm, it'll jump back, it'll tell us exactly where on the audio section is. And of course, if there's two speakers, it'll separate them as it recognized there was only one, and that was really nice. Now, of course, we're going to talk about some cases that were sent to me over from the guys over at Poetic Cases. Thank you very much. They sent me 4 different configurations. The first and foremost, what I'll probably say is this. There's an option for everybody. 3 of them include basically somewhat of a plastic screen protector that has an adhesive piece for the fingerprint sensor so that it provides us the best experience. But all of them will allow you to actually use your own case or your own experience as you like it. This one is a 2-piece. You do remove the inside piece and you put it in there. It's a see-through design on the back, opening for everything. Of course, this will give us the ability of enjoying our device, so let's go ahead and put it in there. If you want to use the plastic protector, or you can use your own glass protector, this is going to work perfect for you. It does provide us a little bit of a protection here on the bottom with the cover, again, for the USB-C, but otherwise it's one of the more rugged options that we have. Nothing on the left side, as you can imagine. On the right side, we have the power button, the volume rocker, and of course an opening for the microphone, and the grip is very nice. It doesn't add too much bulk to the device, but it keeps it more of a flat experience and no wobble or any issues there. And that one is the Poetic Guardian case directly. This is a black clear view on the back. And the next one we're going to look at here is the Poetic Neon Google. This is a 2-piece case, a soft neoprene case that you can just put in there. Again, same thing. And then at that point, just basically snap it on and allow it to actually just go straight up the way you want it. This one also very nice, very thin, provide us the same experience on the back. Power button, volume rocker, opening at the top, opening at the bottom, but no cover on the bottom. And of course, nothing on the left. Make sure you kind of fasten it all the way at the side so you get the best protection on there so that it actually doesn't come off. Very good grip on it, and it looks really, really nice. It comes in that orange and black 2-tone color. Now, the next one we're looking at is the Poetic Guardian MagSafe. This one has a built-in MagSafe configuration, so it'll work with any MagSafe accessories that you want to use. And of course, it does not provide us any issues with the device. Same case as the first one. This one does have a built-in MagSafe. Again, protection here on the bottom with the flap. Case configuration. Oh, make sure that you actually put it in all the way. And of course, the protection that you'd expect, and you can enjoy the color of your device. Depending on the one that you're picking up, it's going to look really, really nice. And you can see here the magnets are positioned very nicely. The last case we're going to take a look at is the Poetic Revolution. This one's a little bit different because it actually includes a kickstand. Now, this is something that we're actually able to use to position the phone sideways, upside down, or even hold it as a little bit more of a pop socket kind of a thing. And then when you don't want it, you just make sure to pop it straight down. It provides us a little bit more protection directly on the camera lenses. As you can see here, it's a little bit more inwards. On the top, we have an opening for the microphone. On the bottom, again, cover for the USB-C, microphone, and of course, bottom firing speaker. Everything looks pretty much the same. There is 2 configurations in there. Again, the one with and without the screen protector, but I personally will be purchasing a glass protector, so that's going to be the way I do it. Otherwise, it looks really nice, and of course, all the functions that you can expect are all working very nicely. It is by far one of the most advanced audio recorders on the market, and it is literally second to none. Now, we've seen some companies copy this version or integrate some of the functionalities, but at the end of the day, what the Tensor G3 was supposed to bring us with the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro is here in its, I would say, in its essence. This device definitely embodies the flagship killer experience at the price point that it's coming in. And one of the things I say about that is because it is obviously featuring the same processor as its brethren or as its predecessor, since technically this comes after the 8 and the 8 Pro, but again, before the 9 and the 9 Pro. The biggest thing I'll say is where the tailoring comes in here is obviously with the accompanying experience that comes with it. We're looking at a different display. We have a higher refresh rate than we've seen before with the A series, but we're still looking at the same similar charging speeds, wireless charging, wired charging. We have a dual sensor configuration in here with primarily one camera that gives us the best experience. But because Google's algorithmic processing and overall ease of use, this device becomes an easy point and shoot type of an experience. You pick it up, you double press the power button, which is again a standard configuration, and then grab your image. And you really don't have to do much other than just tap on the subject that you want to be able to take a picture of. If you want to be able to take multiple pictures and make sure that you get the right image on multiple people in the same image, again, all of that is going to be in there. The circle to search functionality is here, again, something that we've seen on a lot of Pixel devices. The example that I did with the audio recording that we did outside, it was a loud experience that I don't think many people would have enjoyed. But what we get there is the ability of cleaning up the audio. So a lot of those functional options are here, and that's what makes the Pixel 8a such a compelling device for 2024. So if you're looking for, and it's hard for me to say like a mid-ranger, but it's purely around where generally the pricing comes around. It's why we're calling it that. But if you're looking to get some of those main features that the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro came out last year, but you don't want to spend too much money, I really feel like the Pixel 8a will hit that and actually deliver even more than you can expect. Make sure you pick up the right configuration just so that you get the information that you want on the device, as I feel like that's about one thing that we can't do. We don't have expandable storage, so what we get is what we're stuck with. But again, update, Android 15 is going to be coming out very soon as well. Of course, all of those things are going to be coming first to Pixel, and this obviously will not disappoint. I hope that you found this video helpful. Let me know what you guys think, of course, in the comments below. Like and subscribe as usual. And of course, I'll see you in the next video.